thing, not being able to talk. For those of you that don't know, I got a positive COVID diagnosis about a week and a half ago, and so I'm still recuperating a little bit and not able to talk as well as I'd like. But thank you all so much for being here today. I was so excited when JB mentioned the Salesforce Champions Program and doing a session on it. I've been a Lightning Champion for several years now. I was in the very first cohort of Lightning Champions that's been recently rebranded Platform Champions. And I love this program. I have learned so much. So I'm glad to have us all together to share. And I am going to let JB go to the next slide. And are we going to do a quick introduction of all the folks, JB, or are we going to wait and save that for because everybody that's taking part today kind of has a little bit of a different role, right?
Right. Yeah, we can get started with the introductions now, Melissa.
Great.
So.
And so I've told you a little bit about me, but I don't know if you were at Dreamforce to You and saw JB as part of the Marketing Champions program. She was actually on screen with, say his name because I'll mispronounce it.
Voila.
Yes. I was so envious. I was so excited, and it was such a wonderful session. And if you missed it, that was a sad thing for you. But JB, I'm going to let you introduce the rest of the folks and what we've got coming up with this agenda.
Yeah, and thanks for bringing that up, Melissa. That was the most memorable event of 2020. It was the good thing that happened amongst all the negatives that we had to face in the 2020. So I have been a champion from 2019. I think I was in the second cohort of the program. And later when the Marketing Champions program was introduced, I transitioned to the Marketing Champions program. So I also co-lead the Salesforce marketers group in Phoenix, and I am a marketing cloud consultant. Now I let Guilda go ahead now.
Hi, everyone. My name is Guilda, and I am the Senior Product Marketing Manager over at Salesforce. I actually am one of the brains behind Salesforce Marketing Cloud Champions program. I oversee the program, and I work with all of the amazing champions that you are about to hear from today.
Thanks, Guilda. Chris, you want to go ahead?
Sure. Chris Zullo, Marketing Cloud Practice Director at All Cloud. I am a marketing consultant, have been for a while. Been in the Marketing Champions program since its inception at the beginning of last year, and based in North Carolina.
Michelle.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Michelle. I'm based in Missouri. I am actually a platform champion. I came over from the recently retired or renamed Lightning Champions. Senior Salesforce admin for a software company, and I think I've been part of the program since about 2019 as well. I think it was one of the first couple cohorts, so thrilled to be here.
Awesome. We're so glad to have you, Michelle. Sandy.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Sandy Zellner. I'm currently a solution architect for a company based in New York City called Cloud Theory. I love Trailhead stuff. Can you tell? Mm-hmm. And I was actually in the first cohort of the Lightning Champions, now Platform Champions, and I just think it's a great way to really learn and share and get other people excited about what's possible. So thank you all for having me.
Great to have you, Sandy. Jennifer, you want to go next?
Sure. Hey, everybody. Jennifer Lynn Schneider here, CSM Product Innovation and Solution Architect at Qualified.com. I'm a marketing champion, the first group last year, brand new program, pretty excited to be a part of that program, and really excited to be here and talk with all of you today.
Yay. And Tiffany.
Hello, I'm Tiffany Spencer. I was originally a Lightning Champion. I became part of that program last year, and currently now Platform Champion. I do several things. So I'm founder of an organization called HBCU Force. I'm partner in a consulting company called eSword Consulting Group.
Great to have you, Tiffany. Natalie.
My name is Natalie. I am a senior consultant in the marketing practice at Acumen Solutions, which is based on the East Coast, but I'm actually out in California. And I got to be part of the first group for the Marketing Champions.
Wonderful. And here's the agenda of today's program. We're going to see what is the Salesforce Champion program, what it is, what it means to be a champion, and what are the different kind of champions programs that are that you can apply to. And if you are already a champion, you can also nominate your peers and friends. And next on, we will get some inspiration from some of the champions in here. And then we'll open it up for the panel with our wonderful expert speakers. And next, we will answer any questions that you may have. And just a little housekeeping before we get started. This session is going to be recorded. And if you have any questions, you can type your questions in the chat window, or you can have them addressed directly at the end of the session. So who is a Salesforce champion and what is this Salesforce Champions program all about? So Salesforce champions are the stars, are someone who can serve as a mentor, empower the other trailblazers in the Salesforce ecosystem. They also share their knowledge in driving digital transformation online, on stage, and on social. They also help inform future Salesforce product innovations, and they honor a minimum of 1 year commitment to the program, including a quarterly commitment to learning, sharing, and being in the spotlight. Mainly, the Salesforce champions are the business leaders and Salesforce enthusiasts in sales, service, marketing, commerce, and IT, who can channel their knowledge and leadership into advocacy. Champions, as I said, you can be in the program for 1 year and share your insights, and you can help build an even stronger Salesforce ecosystem. And the Salesforce Champion program is open to the partners as well. Let's look at kind of champion programs that are available and what programs that you can be you can be fit and you can apply for. So we have sales champion, service champion, marketing champion, commerce, and IT. So sales champions are the sales and sales operations leaders who are passionate about driving success in their organizations and are dedicated to helping others succeed in Salesforce. And service champions are experts in customer service and field service leaders who bring industry knowledge and dedication to their agents, customers, and communities. Master marketers are someone who have seen firsthand how Salesforce can supercharge businesses and careers and who want to share their insights with the world. Commerce leaders are those who bring their Salesforce savvy to the table alongside a commitment to sharing their field expertise and industry knowledge. And IT leaders are they're also the technology owners who have helped pave the path to digital transformation at their organizations and are ready to show others the way. So depending on your product expertise, you can choose which program you can apply for. Let's look at a video about some of the champions and their stories.
Definitely has been a roller coaster.
Year 2020 has been a tough time for all of us. But before the year ends, let's catch up on all the good things that happened this year.
Looking back, I've been disappointed in not being able to travel this year. But there's been a few good things that happened as well.
When we complete the Pardot webinar series for the beginners, I was glad to be announced as a part of the Salesforce Marketing Champions 2020's program. Get a new job opportunity with Mandra's team.
I got to be part of the Salesforce Marketing Champions team. With all the events going virtual, be able to attend live events online, then we got to focus more on learning new areas in Salesforce. And last but not the least, we made a lot of new friends in the community.
Though we cannot meet anyone in person, I was able to connect virtually with many leaders and champions and learned a lot from them.
Very rightly quoted by Jeff. Without you, Trailblazers, I couldn't have overcome this pandemic.
I found some real friends. I'm extremely grateful for this wonderful Salesforce Ohana who have been supporting and uplifting me throughout this journey.
So let's all pray that we will get better from here and hope for a brighter and a happier new year ahead.
We all have so many stories to share, and you will get a chance to listen to all the stories in this session at the end, towards the end. And if you are planning to apply for the program, and here are a few tips that you can consider. Fill out every field, including the optional ones, and be authentic and honest. You can include all your unique experiences, expertise, and passion you will bring to the program. And double check that you enter your email addresses correctly, because all the communications about the acceptances or the rejections will be communicated via the email. So use your personal email address rather than the company address. And read each question thoroughly and pay attention to the character count and make sure that your answer fits within the character limits. And if you already know a champion or a account executive, have them nominate you on your behalf. Nominations, though they're not counted, they're not a guarantee that you will be accepted into the program, but they are taken into consideration during the review process. And here's how the application process looks like. The deadline for submissions is January 31st, and there will be a 3 to 4 weeks of application review process, depending on the volume of the applications that they receive. And somewhere in mid of Feb, around the week of Feb 15th, you will receive emails regarding acceptance into the program or the rejection into the program. And if be sure to check out the spam folder as well. If you haven't received any email, wait until March 5th, and then you can reach out to the email address mentioned here, that is champions@salesforce.com. And you may have certain questions on what is the time commitment that you need to give as a champion. And you may be thinking that it may take much of your bandwidth. It need not be. There is no one size fits all. It all depends on the bandwidth and your passion to share your knowledge with the community. You can share as much as you want. So sometimes it's also about the quality. It's not about the quantity. If you can even share your Trailblazer story and inspire many people to lead you, to follow your path. And these are some of the activities that are counted as under the Champions program. So you can be a speaker in a small group, like a user group meeting or conferences or at Dreamforce. And you can conduct some workshops, maybe hands-on trainings or some technical related aspects you can cover and teach someone, mentor someone, that will be counted. And you can write some blogs or create some videos which are technical, and you can share them on social under the channels. And you can also be a content co-creator. When somebody is creating a blog, you can add your insights and you can be a content co-creator, and that will be counted as an activity as well. And when the in-person events start happening at the conferences, you can staff one of the booths, and that will be, you can share your knowledge, do one-on-one consultations at the booth. That will be counted as the activity. And you can also share your customer references, and you can help with event organizations and the industry reports. You can participate, and you can also share those reports, those insights with all your network. And if you are doing a pro bono work to any nonprofit, that would also be counted as the activity. And you can participate in office hours, that will be counted. And there will be some champion chats that will happen once in a while. You can participate in those. You can share your knowledge. You can give your feedback in those chats. That is also counted as an activity. And if you are already a champion, you're most welcome to support and to empower your friends and peers to get into this program. And here's how the nomination process looks like. Let's watch a quick video here.
Hey champions, I'm Alan Lipovsky from the Trailblazer Marketing and Communities team, and on behalf of everyone here at Salesforce, I want to say thank you. Thank you for being a champion. Thank you for showing your passion and dedication to the Trailblazer community. It's an exciting time to be a champion. Our program is evolving, growing, and we're looking to bring a lot of new champions on board. So who better to help us identify future Salesforce champions than you? We need your help. We need you to nominate people from your network for the program. We're looking for line of business leaders that you think would love to participate. You can nominate them for the same program that you're in, or you can nominate colleagues that you think would be a good fit for some of the other programs. So if you're a sales champion, you can nominate someone for service or for marketing. If you're a platform champion, you can nominate someone for commerce or for sales. The more the merrier. You can nominate someone for all of these programs. We do want you to consider a few things before you nominate the person. First, we want them to be a business leader, someone that knows digital transformation or change management, someone that's really having an influence on the decisions being made inside your organization. Second, we want them to be an advocate who's willing to step into the spotlight, someone who's willing to be on stage or online or be promoted in our social media channels. And third, we want them to be someone who gives back. We want them to be somebody who's willing to mentor and help others in the community, sharing information, sharing expertise, sharing experiences. Nominations are now open, but it's only until January 31st, so you have to act fast. Let's talk about the steps that you need to take. First, you need to fill out the nomination form. Second, you need to connect with the person that you're nominating and tell them to fill out the application form. It's 2 different steps. And then third, finally, they actually have to go and fill out that application form. So thank you again for being a champion, and thank you for helping us along this journey to evolve and grow the Champions program. This upcoming year's program is going to be amazing, and it's because of you. Thanks again. Cheers.
Can someone let me know if you are seeing the correct slide, the presentation slide?
Yes, we can see the champion roadmap.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So I will send out the link for the nominations as well. If you are already an existing champion, you can go to the link and nominate somebody in there. And next up, we do have our wonderful Natalie. She is going to share her champion journey. Natalie, take.
Thank you so much, JB. I'm really excited to tell you all about my champion story, as I think it's going to resonate with a lot of you. When I first started in Marketing Cloud, I was really blessed to have some incredibly supportive mentors. They introduced me to organizations like Women of Email and the Email Geek Slack channel. And I knew that no matter when I got stuck, I could always go to these forums and ask for help. And there was always somebody there that was willing to help. It's one of the things about the Salesforce Ohana that to me is one of the most wonderful parts, is that there's always somebody willing to help you if you get stuck. And what I found was that I was so thankful that I wanted to be that person that helped. And so as questions came up that I knew the answers for, I got to go in and start answering questions. I got invited last year to the Trailblazer Summit. And I remember sitting in a room with people like JB and Jennifer and looking around going, okay, wow, I don't know why I'm here, but I want to be like them. That's what I want to do. I remember sitting in I remember sitting in one of the sessions. It was called Be a Multiplier. And I sat and I mentioned to the person sitting next to me that I wanted to do that. I wanted to get up and speak. I wanted to start a blog. And the person next to me looked at me and said, then do it. And they reminded me that there's always something you know that somebody else doesn't know. There's always something that you know how to do that somebody's never done. There's always something you can teach. And so I did. I launched SFMC Geeks, which is a Salesforce Marketing Cloud industry blog with lots of great tutorials. I applied to speak and got chosen to speak at SenCal Dreaming, which was terrifying, but also an incredible experience. And then I saw on Twitter, because Guilda posted it, to apply to be a marketing champion. And I looked at it and I thought to myself again, the same thing I thought at Trailblazer. I don't know if I'd be good enough, but there's no harm in trying. Because the worst thing that's going to happen is I'm going to fill it out and I won't get selected, but it means that I tried. And it means that I'll have the experience. So next year, when I am ready for it, I'll fill it out and I'll be ready to go. I was shocked, amazed, and incredibly honored to have been selected as part of the 2020 Marketing Champion Program. I got to meet a ton of people. I got to meet people I thought were all that and I had wanted to be like. I can now call them as friends. JB, Jenna, Guilda, these are all people I know I can go to if I need help. But I can also go to and be like, oh my God, guess what happened yesterday? I got to figure this thing out. And they get to share the excitement. I worked with a number of people in Pardot and realized that they had the same problem as we did. There wasn't a blog. And so I launched pardotgeeks.com with the help of Ben and Kate and Jen. Both of the blogs got recognized as part of the top 25 marketing blogs, which was, again, like you don't think you're good enough. And you have to stop thinking that, because the only thing that stops you from being good enough is trying. Guilda asked me if I would be willing to teach. And so I paired up with Jason Court and we did a Journey Builder Basics webinar in August. It was a 3-part series. And I thought I knew Journey Builder really well before we started. I will tell you, I learned so much more. But the giving back, it's addictive. Once you start doing it, you want to continue teaching. You want to keep answering questions. You want to keep being part of that community. And so I urge you guys, if you have a message you want to share it. Don't be afraid. If you want to publish, ping me. You can shoot me an email on SFMC Geeks, on Pardot Geeks. We're always looking for writers. Write a blog post. We'd be happy to publish it. We'll help you even fine tune it. Go out and be a multiplier. Apply. Don't hesitate. What's the worst that's going to happen? You'll have a chance to try again next year. But if you don't apply, you can't be one. So go out, be it, be awesome, be a multiplier, show your awesomeness.
Rightly said, Natalie. So don't hesitate to apply. You may be thinking, you may not be the fit, you may not be able to share much, but there is nothing as such as small effort or nothing that that can stop you from sharing your knowledge and helping somebody. Go ahead and apply and share your knowledge, spread the love. And here's a quick glimpse of my champion journey. I got onboarded into the program in 2019. And my first event, it is my most memorable event of 2019. So within a few hours of short notice, like 3 hours before the event, I was asked to participate in a panel, which I don't know what's going to be discussed and who is going to be on the panel. I got ready. Though I hesitated, I just didn't stop myself from going. I participated in the panel and I learned a lot, and I feel so honored to be on the panel along with the thought leaders and industry experts. And then on the same year, I conducted various hands-on workshops along with other champions. I participated in some virtual events. And as a champion, I got an opportunity to participate in the Trailblazer Summit in the same year. That is an event which motivated me to go further in my career and to spread my knowledge and do more activities. That is also a motivation for me to start the Impact Force series. That is an amazing experience, and I feel so fortunate. And at the Trailblazer Summit, there was a unique opportunity for the champions to meet with Mark Benioff, though I did not get that opportunity. I just missed it. So it is a wonderful opportunity just opened for the Lightning Champions. And in the Dreamforce 19, I could participate in multiple circle of success. I was hosting some tables, and also I was helping with the hands-on trainings. It was an amazing year, amazing Dreamforce for me. And that is my first year as a champion. And I was able to participate in multiple breakfast sessions at the Dreamforce. On the first day, I was meeting all of the champions, the Lightning champions, Quick champions, Einstein champions, all the champions from all around the world. So we had a breakfast with all the champions. On the second day, I got an opportunity to have the breakfast with Adam. On the third day, I feel so fortunate to attend the panel where Guilda was the speaker. So it was a busy and it was more enlightening Dreamforce for me. And it all it made a difference because I am the champion. And during the Dreamforce 19, I was able to, all the champions actually, we got a reserved seating to one of the keynotes. So I could see and participate in that so close to the stage. That's one awesome experience and the perks that I received as a champion. And in the year 20, I got accepted into the Marketing Champion Program. And as a marketing champion, because I am a marketing expert, and which is something which is so close to my heart, I did some activities which are related to the marketing. I have spoken at various events and conferences. I shared my knowledge with Ohana. As part of that, I have conducted a Marketing Cloud Administrator Bootcamp, which helped many individuals in clearing their Marketing Cloud certifications. And I was actively writing my blogs. I went back to my habit of blogging, and I was actively doing that. And my blog was shortlisted as the top 25 blogs in marketing. And I also helped with the content co-creation. So it's a blog created by Salesforce, sharing my inputs on the virtual work that we have been doing. There are so many amazing experiences as a champion that I've got, and many events are in line. And I feel that if I weren't a champion, and I don't know how lost I would be in the year 2020. It gave me the hope. It helped me to stay connected with all the amazing trailblazers. And also as a champion, I could connect with the fellow champions, the experts, and whenever I got stuck, whenever I need some help, I could easily reach out to them. And it's amazing that I could get the help within a few hours. I just ask it, and there are so many people trying to help me. And I was able to share my knowledge over the social channels as well. And my most memorable event in 2020 was participating in a champions panel and share all the activities that I've done in the year 2020. It's a great opportunity for me because Vala was the moderator, and I feel so fortunate to be part of that. And many more to come. Many events are in line. And my suggestion for all of you who are thinking about applying or who have already applied, don't think that there is no such thing as a small effort. You can just share your story and inspire the whole world, and motivate many people to go further in their careers. So, and now we will open it up to the panel. We have a wonderful lineup of panel members here. We have Guilda as the moderator, and Chris, Michelle, Jennifer, Sandy, Igor, and Tiffany will be on the panel. Guilda, take it over.
Y'all making me emotional here. I just want to thank you, Natalie, JB, and Melissa, and others for sharing your journey and how being a champion has, really changed, not just really changed your path, right? Where it not only exposed you to others within the community, but, it just made you look at things through a different lens. So now I get to have a little chat with a few of my favorite people. And I just have a couple of questions. Really, I want you guys to be authentic. I want you to, share with everybody that's attending, just be you and just share with them just your feedback on the Champions program. So first question is, how did the Champions program help accelerate your career development? Just feel free to kind of jump in and just share with the audience your thoughts on that.
So I'll jump in. I think it helped me to accelerate my career development by helping me to be more, I guess, intentional and focused, like having a target with, because of the requirements with the activity requirements for the program, it made me constantly think about and look to the new updates, the features, to be more engaging, and having that knowledge and being able to share that knowledge with my clients, with coworkers. It allowed people to look at me as a leader because I had all this information and I was part of these programs, and it really means something to your coworkers, because sometimes they're not as involved in the ecosystem. So when you say you're a champion and when you share the things that you've learned and you talk about a presentation or a blog that you've done, it's like amazing to them because they don't do anything like this. And I think that helps people look at you like a leader.
I'll go next. I think some of the things that have really helped the career within the Marketing Champion program is really the ability to communicate and work with others. So all of us live globally, all over the world. And without events and things like that, to be able to collaborate, I was able to get to know some of the fellow champions and, of course, all of the trailblazers in the community to such a more intimate level this year. I got to collaborate and learn about other things, learn about different perspectives, and start to develop an even larger Ohana family than I've had previously. So everything that I've learned and the folks that I've been able to work with, and then all of the folks that have reached out and said, hey, we want more content. We want to learn about this. It was just really inspiring to be a part of that and to watch others as well come up and grow through the system and inspire those and be inspired. So just the whole community involvement has been absolutely beneficial personally and professionally.
I'll probably add one more thing. For me, I think being involved in these programs, one of the biggest strengths, I think, is building a relationship with a network of experts. The possibilities on the platform, no matter which program you're in, are more than one person can handle, right? There's just so much information out there that there's no way you can know how to do everything. So sharing what you know allows other people to then teach you something. And it's kind of like a butterfly effect. It spreads, and then you are just able to really multiply your reach and your knowledge. It helps you learn more how to tackle more challenging business requirements. And just, I think for me, that's really what I've been able to kind of step up with, is using the connections with other people to help me learn more. And then I can do more at my company.
I'll add to that. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Chris.
So yeah, for me, it was also the networking and the learning. Having the honor to be a part of this program really gave me additional initiative to, dust off my blog, which was, had about an inch or so of dust on it. So getting back into the habit or quasi habit of writing, still don't do it enough, but it just gave me a greater initiative to learn more so I could sort of validate for myself why I'm even here, so that I can actually help others in a meaningful way. And so, definitely the network and just the education, the best way to learn is to teach.
And I agree. I think one of the things around the Champions program, it's all about giving back and to the community and educating the community, because we all have something to bring to the table from a career development perspective. So now I'm going to ask you guys, and this one I'd love to hear, because I feel like each and every one of you also has a personal brand. And I've been lucky enough to work with several of you, know a little bit about that personal brand. What would you say how would you say the programs impact personal brand? Because I know some of you, you have your own station where you have guests come and speak about their skills, and some of you're writing blogs, some of you have written books, some of you are just brand advocates very differently. So how would you say the programs impact that, not the Champions brand, but your personal brand?
I'll pop in again here. Absolutely. In 2020, I had a podcast called Part Out Life Hacks, and it was really meant for that end user. We a lot of times struggle to get really good content out there that gets deep into the weeds. And I had a passion to create something that the end user could utilize. No matter what time of day, what issue they were having, they'd have a visual resource. I'm a visual learner as well. The impact that I've seen has been exponential. Just being able to be seen a little bit more visually, socially, was able to escalate that platform. I was able to bring on some amazing guests. Mark Baseman I was so blown away when he said he would come and talk. So it really opened up the door to folks that I wasn't sure I would ever be able to talk with or share their experiences with the community. And so just that little bit of extra awareness of being on the program really catapulted all of my passion projects as well. And it was just a very humbling and gratifying experience.
I don't mind going next if that's all right. I have to say that one of the things that I've heard a couple of times here is that I don't know about you, but I definitely used to be very Salesforce celebrity phobic. Okay, but I think I didn't want to go up to people to ask them for their opinions or could you help me with something? And several years ago, I'm lucky enough to be in the New York City area and go to the New York City users group. And I met Cheryl Feldman, who is, of course, probably one of the most notorious Salesforce celebrities. And you know what? She's just like me. And I think that that's one of the things that we all have to remember, that none of us are superheroes. We're just all people that love to talk about what makes us happy. We love to talk about how can we help you kind of do the things that we've been able to accomplish. So being in this program, I think it helps me get out in front of people and say, hey, you can do this too. Come on, let's go. And yeah, just come and talk to us. We're having fun.
I think it's one of those things where if you don't come from a marketing background, which I absolutely do not, as a matter of fact, my degree's in leisure studies, in case anyone wants to know how you get into tech, you go to school for leisure. I didn't think about a personal brand. I'm not even sure I would 100% be able to tell you what my personal brand is beyond stickers and pretzels at this point, which are both a direct result of having met the Ohana. And I don't know, infamous, maybe more than famous. But it's given me exposure that I wouldn't have had otherwise. And it taught me that I didn't have to be an expert to get involved and to actually give back. You can be kind of the low man on that totem pole of the giving back. Doesn't mean that you're not worthy of doing so or anything else, but as you continue to have that exposure, it is that multiplier effect, and you begin to get the help, and then you can give more help, and you sort of grow and you find your niche. And I've sort of discovered that my niche isn't necessarily so much a position player. You know, I don't have a blog, I don't have a podcast, I haven't created anything of major value all by myself, but I've become a pretty good support player where I can step in and say, Misty, you're doing something with Secret Ohana, and this is a lot for you to take on. Can I support you? Allie, you've started Snail Mail Sticker Swap, and this is a gargantuan effort in paperwork. Can I help you with this? You know, user groups. Do you need someone to come and present? I'm more than happy to do that on any of the topics that I feel I have some expertise on. And so those are things where you start small, and it's okay to start small, and you can grow in yourself. And that's how you help your brand, just by being exposed to other people and being able to help in whatever way you can. It doesn't have to be that you save the world. Save one person.
Right. And you could save the world with your fellow champions, right? You don't always have to be, you don't always have to do things by yourself. There's a community of folks that are there to help you. I mean, we heard Natalie's story early before where, she partnered with Jason and they did an amazing session on Journey Builder, and they have another session coming up. So that's the benefit of being in the champions, is that you aren't, by yourself, and that you're surrounded by like-minded people with, very similar goals. I find that there are a lot of people that reach out to me. They want to be a champion, right? And I'd love to hear from all of you, like, what would you say to someone considering not only to become a champion? I think a couple of you said that you were starstruck. Sometimes I get starstruck by all of you. I'm not gonna even lie. I get starstruck by all of you. So beyond just being a champion, I also consider this, really stepping up and being part of being a trailblazer. So what would you say to someone considering to become a champion / trailblazer in this space? What advice would you give to somebody who is just scared, right? Because they may not feel like, I have the experience, I have the knowledge. I'm not Tiffany. I follow Tiffany on Twitter and LinkedIn, and she's doing all these amazing things, but I'm not Tiffany. And they doubt themselves. I'm not Chris, I'm not Sandy, I'm not Jennifer. Oh my God, Jennifer's doing amazing things. JB's doing amazing. What would you say to somebody who wants to be a trailblazer? How do you get over that fear that they're themselves?
We don't want you to be Tiffany, and we don't want you to be Sandy, and we don't want you to be Jennifer. We want you to be you, because here's the thing. Sometimes it is literally about being in the right spot at the right time with the right message. It doesn't matter that there have been 100 events with 200 sessions on Flow. Someone is going to be in the audience at your session, be it Flow, Marketing Cloud, Pardot, Journey Builder, Sales Cloud, Path, whatever. And you are going to say something that resonates with them in a way that no one else could. We need you to be you, and your contributions are valuable. Full stop. End of story. We need you.
Yeah.
We want you.
And I think, and I don't know if anyone else feels this way, when Guilda says, oh, Tiffany looks like she's doing these amazing things. I honestly don't feel like I'm doing anything that amazing, to be honest with you, right? I'm just doing the things that were important to me. And then the things that are not mountains for me to climb might be just just very impactful to someone else. And so you have to think about the things that make you special. And I don't, we don't know what that is, but the things that make you special, and it may be just something very simple to you, may be amazing to someone else. And that's why you can't ever doubt who you are and what you can do, because the things that you naturally do, someone thinks are amazing. But if you doubt yourself and you don't do them, then we can't see those things. And so just go out and do the things that you are passionate about, and that's going to make an impact on someone.
I would
Yeah,
love to speak up
absolutely.
on this really quickly on the same topic. The way that you explain something is going to be different than the way somebody else explains something. I come from a marketing background, from a creative background. So when I'm explaining technology, I'm explaining it in big, happy business pictures. Whereas when I go to like Chris's blog or Gordon's, they're very, very technical. And so it takes me a while to translate what they've written to something I can understand. So the way I teach is so different than the way they do. The way you teach something is going to be completely different. Don't hesitate and think you're not good enough. You have something to teach. There is somebody who wants to learn.
Absolutely. And I'll echo that. Everyone here, we're all on the same playing field. There have been many days and nights where I haven't gotten content out, or I missed that deadline that I put on myself, or holy cow, there's a whole new feature release and I don't have enough experience to be able to relay this to the audience. And all of that is non-relevant. People are attracted to you from a learning standpoint because of your willingness to share, and also your willingness to listen and say, I might not have it all together, but I'm going to tell you what I know. And then collectively, we'll get this figured out. So the same fears that you might be feeling today, I can guarantee you that every single one of us go through them every single day. Am I explaining this correctly? What if this changes in a month and then this is outdated? All of those things are running through our heads. We're just doing the best that we can with the time and the knowledge that we have at the moment. And everyone's been very gracious, and that graciousness is going to be extended to you as well. So just get in there. Just get in there and do it. Get excited.
I agree with all of you saying. Go ahead, Chris.
I was just going to say, you have something to offer. Like there's I was growing up, I was I was very much, still am, into sports, and anyone who's been in anything competitive, no matter how good you are, there's always somebody else that's going to be better than you. Well, the same applies here. You're not going to know everything, but you very likely know one or more things that other people don't know. And if you don't share that, then you're not able to help them. And so it is a humbling experience, because the second you put something out, just like the technology we're working on, in a month, it's likely outdated. But at that particular time, it may have solved a problem that somebody else was struggling with. Especially from a marketing perspective, those on the call can attest to this. Until recently, like the last year, we didn't get a lot of love and content. Like whether it was the old school Exact Target or even Pardot, there wasn't always a lot out there, and so we relied on other people. That's why SFMC geeks and Pardot geeks and How to SFMC and Fanboy and like all these other blogs I can't even think of. Like, there's a lot of OGs out there, and a couple on here that have put out content that have been helping people for years. And honestly, no disrespect, I'll lean on community content more so than the actual official documentation, because we're the ones in the weeds that are getting the lumps and the bumps that have to then figure out, okay, this is how it's supposed to work, but here's how it really works. And long-winded way of saying, you have experienced something that you have solved that you can share with somebody else who can then benefit from that.
I love that because I know that myself, I started off using ExactTarget, which is our marketing cloud, like 14 years ago. And what we have today and the programs we have today definitely did not exist. And I felt like I was on, Gilligan's Island by myself, though. I didn't have Marianne and Ginger or anybody with me. I was just by myself trying to figure it out. So now, I have a whole community around me that I could tap into. But beyond just that, it's uplifting and supporting each other, which is what I love about the community. And I'm glad you all said that. Be unique, take risk. Don't feel like, oh, this already exists. I can't write on it. I can't do a session on it. You have something unique and different that you can share with the community that others probably don't know about. Risk. A final question, and I'd love for you guys to describe in just one word what the champion community is to you. Just one word. And I would love to open it up and invite. I would love to open it up and invite Melissa and Natalie and others on the call to also answer this, but just describe the champion community in one word. And you can't pick the same word as somebody else, so we're gonna make it a little bit more difficult. So if you have your word, just say it out now.
Inspiring.
Opportunity.
Passion.
Therapeutic.
That's a good one. I like that one. That's a good one.
I was going to say passion, but I'll say community. People, like connections, relationships. That's not just one word, by the way.
I would say selflessness.
Sandy's always been a rule breaker.
Tiffany, anybody else?
I would say unified.
I would say this is a rockstar community.
And I would say friends, right? And I get emotional thinking about this, but I have to say, I have right now in the program, we have a lot of champions. But I would have to say, since starting the program, I have so many amazing friends. Like, I have people I text, I call, we vent, we cry, we laugh, we send emojis, we support each other, we uplift, we support. If it weren't for the Champions program, I don't think I would have the amount of friends that I have today. And I love that aspect of the program, because we're not just colleagues, we're not just in this Champions programs, but I consider all of the people that are champions today my extended friends, right? People I can say, hey, do you have a minute? Let's chat. I remember Chris, I'm gonna point to you. I remember I text Chris, maybe it was like at 6:45, 7 a.m. I said, your wife must be wondering what chick is texting you like 6:45, 7 a.m. Tell her it's me, it's just work. I just randomly had to tell her something that early in the morning. I'm like, I owe her coffee or something, because I will text Chris randomly. I was like, I have an idea. What do you think about this? Hey, and we'll say, but that's what it means to, and I'm not telling you all this happens all the time, but it's just mind-boggling to me that you become part of this program, but if you really allow yourself to be vulnerable, you also build a network of friends. And although, when things happened last year, we all couldn't get together, but that is the key benefit of being a champion or being part of this Trailblazer community, is you're most importantly, you're building, creating this relationship with friends that you probably would never, ever met if it weren't for the program.
Gilda, you're 150% right. And that's, I was sitting here thinking, trying to think of that one word that encompassed all of that. And I couldn't. But so for me personally, it really is about the relationships, everything that I do. And I'm working on my MBA right now. And we were in class the other day doing some conversations. And I said, I really, it's not about, and I mean this in the best way possible, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And because of the networking opportunities, the getting to know people, I literally, my team at the office will be like, Melissa, we don't know such and such. Can you get one of your people to help us? Because they know that I literally can do what you say, pick up my phone, and text Chris, text Sandy, text Tiffany, say, help, I don't know what to do here. Or in fact, I'm working this morning on spots for facilitators for nonprofit dreaming. And I've got a couple of holes, and there have been texts that I could send out because I know people that are knowledgeable, that are innovative, that, will fill those holes. So for me personally, every moment that I invest in getting to know champions, MVPs, all those wonderful people that are out there in the Salesforce ecosystem, and then the ones that come along with me, so getting to know JB has been phenomenal. Our paths would never have crossed, except they have. I stood in line to get my picture made with Tiffany at Dreamforce last year, with our champion shirts on. And so because we stood there in line together, we chatted and formed a relationship that has continued. So yes, definitely 150%, the relationships, the friendships, the knowledge that is extended because we know these people is wonderful.
And I think the one thing I want to add is we've absolutely been here today to talk about how wonderful the Champions program is, and absolutely it is, and I don't want to detract from that at all. But I also want to make sure that we're telling everybody on this call that you don't have to be a champion to be a champion. You can take up your cause, your piece of the Salesforce ecosystem, and you can begin contributing and giving back and getting involved without having the title of champion. You can be a valuable player without being an MVP. No offense to MVPs, they're amazing people. They all absolutely deserve that accolade. But I mean, personally, it's never been something that stopped me. I wanted to give back. So many people helped me on my journey that I couldn't just take. I had to be able to pay it forward and give back and say, these people took their time and energy to help me with something. I want to take my time and energy and help someone else. And it does not mean you have to be part of a formal program of any sort to be able to do that. So find that thing that you're interested in, that you love and you're passionate about, and just go for it. We will all be cheering you on, and we do not care if you have a title behind your name, in front of your name, on top of it, or underneath it. We just want you to get involved and help make this community even more amazing.
And with that, thank you both. That was a nice way to wrap up our discussion. I will turn it over to JB.
That was so amazing, so inspirational, and so glad to hear from all your stories. Now we'll open it up for any questions that you may have. Please feel free to unmute yourself and ask them directly. We have a wonderful lineup of speakers here, champions. They have answers to any of your questions.
Hi there, it's Carl Mortimer in the UK. I actually just came on thinking that I was going to see a Champions program, but I didn't actually expect to be feeling inspired and actually so much positivity. So thank you very much, all of you, for sharing that with us. I really do appreciate that. I was just curious as to what have been some examples of some really successful quarterly events that the Champions have been hosting.
I'll speak up to that one. One of the really successful events that Guilda has helped facilitate has been our technical marketer meetings and our lookup answers, their webinar series, and she's fantastic at putting them up on her Twitter. So if you want to know what's coming up, her Twitter is the place to find all the invites. But these are things that didn't exist before, and that there are champions that are happy to get on and teach and share and answer questions. And that's been something that we've been doing as often as we can.
There's also the Platform Power Hour. That is a monthly presentation. 2 months out of 3, it's done by a platform champion. And 1 month out of the 3, it's done by a Salesforce product manager and around the platform specifically. So be sure, if you haven't followed Salesforce IT on Twitter, then that's usually where that's listed. Of course, I retweet that every time, and some really helpful information that is done monthly there. We had a great team that Scott Lukart has been leading to help produce those.
And my programs or events are a little different. And so I do a combination of pro bono or pro bono-ish type of projects in which I am bringing in college students or individuals that are new to the ecosystem that are just maybe taking their admin exam. And I am doing, helping those individuals learn how to do a full implementation project by either pairing them with a nonprofit, or I've done like group build. I call them, what did I call it? Like instead of crowdfunding, I call it crowd configuring projects, where I've invited a group of people to come to a location. We do a nonprofit build and together, and I give groups different objectives or different features to build out. So my events are a little bit different.
Yeah, this year, obviously, things have been very digital, but just recently, Isha has done a fantastic job of, and team, a whole slew of folks coming together, JB as well, everyone working together to get the consultant boot camp underway. So you can go on YouTube and look under SFMC Pardot Bootcamp. They've done one for specialists. There's one for consultant. I'm sure that there are many others as well. So YouTube is another great resource. And we've gotten a bunch of different champions and experts, each taking a piece of the exam and doing a deep dive into that. So those are features that you can take advantage of as well. But obviously, prior to 2020, there's a ton of local dreaming events. And whether someone is an official champion, an official MVP, or just, you know, a champion in their own right, you get to really connect with a lot of those leaders at those local dreaming events too. So hopefully we'll be getting back to that pretty soon.
And I would suggest following the champions on the social channels. So whenever there is an event coming up, you can get notified about the events. You can register and join there. And I see one question about the partners. Somebody working as an employee of a Salesforce partner company, will they be eligible to apply for the Champions Program? Guilda, can you help clarify that?
Yes, partners can apply to the Champions Program.
Okay.
And then another question that I know comes up a lot is, what is the difference between a champion and an MVP? Would anyone like to answer that?
I might arm wrestle Chris for that.
I will defer to you, Sandy.
Okay.
You have all the things, Sandy, right? You have the golden hoodie, the MVP, the champion. So you can explain all of that to us.
Yeah, okay. I think the big difference really is, a champion, yes, you have to apply, or someone nominates you and then you have to also apply, and then you have to do work. MVPs are nominated by others in the community. You can't apply to be an MVP. It's really just other people have recognized that you have been giving back or you have been contributing to the community in a way that makes them feel good. So they nominate you. The group of Salesforce people and other previous MVPs kind of review those applications, and then they are announced once a year. But you cannot strive to be an MVP. You should not campaign to be an MVP. I think the way you get to be one is be yourself and just give. And I think that's probably also true of golden hoodies. Yes, I have a golden hoodie, and most of the time when I see the thread, the golden thread through the golden hoodies, it's a combination of giving back and someone that has kind of conquered either a personal challenge or help someone else conquer a personal challenge, get where they are.
Great summary. Yeah, if I could add to that, I would just say that the MVP program, or just being an MVP, well, really all of these programs, it is about being yourself, but it's more of it's a journey, not a destination. Like being an MVP was never a goal of mine. Frankly, I don't think it should really be a goal for anybody, but that's just my opinion. You may feel differently, and that's fine, but it's just who you are. And the best way that I can describe this, I'm going to defer to an old friend of mine. You may have paid him back or may still owe him a beer or dozens, but Steve Molis has the best analogy for this. It's if I have a watch on and somebody asks me what time of day is it, well, I can answer that question. And why wouldn't I answer that question? No one's ever going to catch him in answers. It's going to take 100 years for somebody to catch up to him, but he just does it. That's just who he is. It's not a goal or a plan of his. It's just a state of being. And so that's the one major differentiator I would say for me personally about the MVP program is I mean, Sandy really did a great job of describing it. It's just you do, and somebody else recognizes that. It's not about you necessarily saying, hey, look at me, I'm doing this. It's somebody else is showing their appreciation for something you have done, whether you've directly interacted with them or not.
And I wanted to add my 2 cents, no matter whether you are an MVP or a champion. I have to say, these are some amazing humans, individuals who are selflessly giving back to the community. Somebody pointed out that the champions, one word for the champions is selfless. That's rightly said. They are selfless individuals who are lovingly sharing their knowledge and putting this all together, so many events like this, doing a lot in the background. These are all amazing rock stars. Any other questions? I see Jennifer and a couple of you have been answering the questions in the chat. Thank you very much. And I'm checking if there are any other questions that we haven't answered. Jennifer, if you see anything that we still need to address, please let me know.
I think we're all set.
I got a question. Anything as in conflict of interest or do's and don'ts being a champion? Just want to understand that a little bit.
I'll jump in. Don't pitch your services. This is not an advertising platform or program. You're doing it because you want to help other people. not because you're trying to push yourself up over anybody else. That honestly, if there's any time that I get frustrated, is when somebody is abusing that. I am a partner and I go out of my way not to lean into that. Like I will only state it as a matter of fact. Here's who I work for. Here's my job title, and that's it. If I'm doing a community-based event or anything like that, I'm not pitching you services. If somebody comes to you, great. But if you can't tell, I don't have a very strong opinion on this. Never do that. It's awful. It's disgusting, and it's the only time you're going to hear me get somewhat aggressive on a particular topic in this community.
Oh God, yeah. I'm with you. This is not a salesy. I mean, a lot of the folks here knows I am totally against that salesy pitch. And I'm with Chris. This is not an opportunity to be salesy. This is really an opportunity to knowledge share, to network, build up your brand, but in an educational way. Do things that you would do, things to help the community, do things to help the up and coming trailblazers. I'll use the word trailblazers, right? And what I mean by that is, think about the younger generation that's in college, that wants to learn about, how can I be, what's my career trajectory look like? What does my career path look like when I leave college? This is your opportunity to help educate that younger generation. This is your opportunity to help educate anybody that's new to the platform. It's really not, we don't use this program to help promote businesses. Granted, your brand is tied to that, right? To whatever you do. We're not going to tell you not to have your brand name wrapped around, but it's not, we don't use this program, and I get very sensitive about that. We don't use this program to sell at all.
Rightly said, Guilda. Any other questions?
Hi, sorry, it's Carl again. I'm just curious if the program has actually changed the trajectory of any of your paths. Like you kind of had an idea of where you wanted your career to go, and actually been part of the partner, been part of this Champions program has actually changed it for the better in terms of diverting you to another kind of path and another direction.
I'll speak up to this one. I was an end user. I transferred to a partner role, and as part of the Champion program and giving back, it just really ensured how much I enjoy teaching. And it's one of the things that has adjusted what I do as a partner and how I work with new clients. So it's definitely helped me in my career.
For me, I definitely think, again, building the relationships, you're building your network, you're starting to know, meet people that they know something, they get a little, they know something about you. And then maybe 3 months from now, they remember, oh yeah, Sandy, we're really passionate about that. Let me give her a call. I think that's one of the best things about being involved in anything in the Trailblazer community, right? Whether it's the Champion program, community groups, being a community group leader, it's about the connections of people and really helping everyone the best we can, whatever their goals and desires are to move forward in their career. We all help each other. And I think that is the key takeaway from any of these programs, is those relationships that help you in multiple ways all the time. So yeah, relationships.
Thanks, Andy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any other questions. And all throughout the session, you might have heard us telling, get out, apply for it, don't hesitate. There should be nothing stopping for you to go and start sharing your knowledge. Yeah, we want to stress more on that. My personal story, I have my own sister I was suggesting her to apply for the championship program. I was telling that I can nominate her, but then she was a bit hesitant because of the time commitment she might need to spend on this program. So the time commitment can be anything depending on your bandwidth and your passion and your availability. It need not be that you have to commit like 1 hour in a day or so many hours in a month, nothing like that. You can start little and do whatever you can do in your capacity. I don't see any other questions. I would like to announce the upcoming event. Now, we all know imposter syndrome is a thing, and even the experts and everybody, no matter where they are in their career, we undergo this one. So we have a session on imposter syndrome by Amy. We call her Salesforce Amy. She's going to talk about the imposter syndrome and how we can overcome that. That's coming up next Saturday. I'm going to send the link in the chat window to register to that event. And if anybody wants to add anything, Guilda, anybody else, you're welcome to.
I don't have anything else to add.
Okay. That's great. And we can call it a wrap. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. It's been so amazing to have all the experts sharing their insights, and we suggest you to go ahead and apply. And if you need any nominations, reach out to the persons who you know and who knows you better. Wish you all the best, and hope to see you again next week. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.